Joined by Colts interim head coach Jeff Saturday. You got in the building on Monday. Wednesday was the first team meeting. What was your message in that first team meeting, your first opportunity to get your guys all together? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I basically told them who I was. I told them why I was here, and the why is because I care, right? I care about these guys. I've sat in their chair. I know with Frank was their coach, man. I know the pain they felt. I've played for 4 coaches in my career. I understand people losing jobs, and it's painful. Wanted them to realize how much I think of Frank as a man. I was a friend and working with him, so related to him that way. And that I care about the staff and how hard they work and their families, and how much sacrifice they do with time, energy, and effort that they put in. And then I shared part of my life, right? My adulthood was forged here. My wife and I had all of our kids here. I know the equipment room, I know the training room, I know the weight room, I know media, right? I know everybody in this building, and I care about these people. I care about this community. It was my home for the majority of my life, and so I love here. And any time I was asked to help, I'd step up. And when I was asked for this, I stepped in to be the interim, and let's try to go win a game. And so that was kind of and I gave him the how, but I won't get into that. So we'll save that for another day. Well,
you mentioned you have tons of familiarity with this city, with this organization, with this building. Yet, it's still, as you described it, like drinking from a fire hydrant.
Yes.
This week, what was the process that you went through getting into the building and then also having to prepare for a game on Sunday?
Yeah. So coming in Monday, meeting the staff, met the offense first, talked about roles, establishing, making sure that everybody was good on being able to get what they needed done. I mean, just from the logistics side, you're down, 2 offensive coordinators. You've had a quarterback change in 3 weeks. So we have a young QB with the 2 guys who formulated most of the game plan. So, how do we spread this out? So from a logistics, met with them. We figured that part out, kind of pieced and parted it. Felt good about that. Then went and met with the defensive staff and just shared my heart with those guys, how much I appreciate them. There's former head coaches in that room, and people I'm going to lean on. And I know, right, that I've befriended through the years, and Fox, these guys, it's a great community. It's a great camaraderie that you have with players and coaches who have played for a long time. So just kind of shared my heart with those guys and with Bubba. And man, so it's all been good. It's been very busy, been a lot of meetings. Every time I open the door, close the door, someone else is coming in and out. I kept telling him, I'll be so glad to get on the grass, right? Just let everything kind of settle, just get back to ball. But I think we've gotten a lot accomplished in 2 days. It's been a whirlwind, but we've gotten and a lot of people have stepped up. And I'm so appreciative, man, the attitude from the staff and from the players. Everybody has been full steam ahead, and would expect nothing else, but you're just so grateful when it really plays out that way.
One of those personnel decisions you did have to arrive at quite quickly was play calling duties.
Yeah.
You've now announced that Parks Frazier will command those duties moving forward. He's been on staff since 2018.
That's right.
Very sharp. He's been promoted a number of times. What was it that stood out to you about Parks that gave you the confidence in him in that role?
Yeah, well, kind of what you were talking about, right? He has been here the longest. He's done the most with game plans throughout his tenure here. Understands the offense inside and out. He's young, but he's very knowledgeable. The other guys in the room think a lot of him. There's 2 guys on the staff who had already called plays and had conversations with them. Actually met with 4 guys and had these conversations, and then just came down to the point where I felt like it would be less moving parts with Parks, and he's a lot of roles that he already does on game day. He's already in place. He's very familiar, box, calls, all those kinds of things. And it fits seamlessly. And I felt like with his knowledge of the offense, we're all going to help prepare game plan wise, right? We're all going to contribute and put in. And I feel like he'll be positioned to do a really good job. Got a lot of high hopes, man. I'm excited for him. And I know he's excited. And the other guys, my favorite part, I think it was Reggie, man. He slapped the table, got excited. Woo, let's go, man. And I was fired up because, it just confirms, that these guys believe in each other, and they're going to do anything they can to help each other.
Going back a few years, in 2019, Colts Productions, we went down, joined you in Decula, got to experience you as a head coach there at Hebron Christian Academy.
Did we win?
You did. You won. You did.
Nice. Hopefully that'll be an omen, right?
Exactly. Setting the tone that way.
Yes.
What was it about that opportunity that you had that fueled a bit of this hunger to eventually pursue coaching at a higher level?
Yeah. No. Listen. I love leading men, and I love trying to help shepherd and encourage coaches, man. I mean, it's not just about players. It's the combination of one common goal, one common vision, all of us working together. I'm a big proponent of, you know, kind of servant leadership, right? How can I help you be the best you can be? And never think about, you know, if I know I'm not the smartest, I'm not the most talented, I'm not, you know, never have been. I'm completely comfortable with who I am, and I think people realize I'm authentic, and I love people, and I love being able to have this opportunity. And when you can combine leading and football, it doesn't get much better, right? So for me, those two worlds collide, and it just means the world to me. And I'm really excited about the opportunity, and I feel like they have really welcomed me with you know, with open arms and open heart. And I mean, that means a lot.
You've been around this team a lot of late. You've been working as a consultant. You were here for a few days during training camp.
Right.
You were here, of course, for Tarek's Ring of Honor game.
Yeah.
This is a team that you know a lot about.
Yeah.
What is it that gives you confidence in this team, despite the record 3-5-1, with 8 games remaining, that you have optimism in this team, in confidence in them moving forward?
Yeah, I told the players that I believe in their abilities, right? Like, I mean, if you look at a lot of their games, it's self-inflicted wounds, right? We're doing things to ourselves. We're not protecting the football. We're not executing at the line of scrimmage. So, you know, we haven't had the type of success we're looking for, but it's there. You know, you might be, and it's funny, like when you break football down and you watch tape all day like I do, whether it's the Colts or anybody else, you see that 10 can be doing something great and 1 falters and the play is a bust, right? And so as you look through, there are a lot of times where there are a lot of people doing right and maybe 1, and it just rotates who that 1 is. And the common, you know, the kind of common thread of that is we have to limit self-inflicted wounds, and whether that's protecting the football offensively, defensively, taking the football away, increasing pressure, all of those different things that you can do to help give yourself a chance to win. That's what I see. I see it under, but you know, it's right there. We just got to get and harvest it a little bit, and so hopefully I can help them find their way to do it.
In the role that you've had the last few years as an analyst, you've been able to observe all 32 teams and have an interesting perspective. How does that help you lead this team and also prepare for tackling Las Vegas on Sunday?
Yeah. No, it's interesting because you know, when they were talking about the you know, the media and who, you know, did I know about the Raiders? I'm like, listen, I've watched a ton of Raiders, right? I've seen, but now I haven't watched them to scout them to play them, but I know, you know, I know their roster pretty well, and I know McDaniels. Obviously, I followed him coming from New England, so understood his abilities and how great of a football coach he is. So it's exciting. I mean, you know, from a X's and O's perspective, I did it for my entire life. So there's not a lot of surprise, right? You go in and you know kind of what you're going to get. You just hope that you can, you know, that you make better plays than they do. And that's honestly what I told our guys, man. Position ourselves, let's make it happen, and let's go beat Vegas.
Coach, best of luck on Sunday. Appreciate the time. We'll do this each and every week.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.